Welcome, welcome, welcome. Back, how's it going? Thought I'd go live. Thought I'd drop in 45 minutes, an hour or so. Say hi, how is everyone doing? Link up's finished now. Sad times. But I had to give you a bit of live stream action before I dropped off. Thank you very much for the coins. I hope everyone's having a good day today. Not as hot today. Not like the 32 degrees that we had at the Royal Link Cup. Joey, how's it going? Thank you for joining. Yeah, pop in, have a little hour or so, 45 minutes, something like that, chat. Couldn't just leave you guys after that incredible week. And you also supporters, so I thought I can't let you down. So here we are, we're back again on a Monday. DC, how often do you boys play together outside the Link Up? It depends on the game, depends on what we've got going on. I think some people are a little bit gamed out at the moment. Hey Liam, how's it going? It was an incredible Link Up. It was very, very good. And thank you very much for your support before the Link Up and throughout. It's been immaculate. So anyone who is watching that is after a custom gaming PC, head your way over to Andromeda PC Gaming and he will sort you out. No, I don't play Rivals. Does the last day of the Link Up classes day 7 or 8? Ooh. No, I think the last day is Saturday. I think that very, very minimal goes on Sunday. Everyone back to work today, so you can't the D-rig, the travel, everything like that. You've got to sort of count it as it's not a gaming day. Harry, had a good day? Wow, first day back at work. How good could that be? Such great vibes last week. Love to see it growing year by year. Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely nuts. I mean, it was not really sure if I can share. What can I share? I mean, I'll see if you can see it on camera. It might blur it out, but as of this morning, we had 4.44 million views on our TikTok videos in 7 days. I mean, that is nuts. We had comedians with Asim Chowdhury commenting on our posts. Obviously, the food videos. We had Toby Carvery commenting. So we're getting incredible exposure in loads of those places. It's all down to you guys. What do you do for work? No pressure answer. I work in marketing. So yeah, back nice and early on the job front this morning. Was that the third year on? Yes, it was the third year. Yeah. 2003, 2004, 2005. Alright, Twinkle, we got a Mr. FBA Chris in the chat, Beefy in the chat. Make sure you go and give Beefy a follow as well if you haven't already. What was my favourite takeaway? It was probably the Japanese. It was the rice and the sweet chili chicken was incredible. Obviously the Toby breakfasts were awesome. I think the biggest surprise was that Toby Carvery Yorkie wrap. That was unbelievable. Thank you for sharing the live, and welcome to everyone watching on this Monday early evening. And it's just absolutely poured it down where I am. Absolutely poured it down. I was like, couldn't have done that last week. like it's just been nice temperature, a bit windy today. Tina, how's it going? How do you decide what to play between you all? What during the week? Whoever hits the hardest. No, I'm joking. It's just a mutual consent. Some people fancy playing different games. Sometimes we get a game where everyone's playing it. Sometimes we start to play different games. After the link, well, it's everyone goes back to what they sort of semi-playing before. Although I'm not sure what I'm going to be playing really. Yeah, Harry. That honestly, we tell me you weren't disappointed though, and only putting £2 of the week though. I mean, I'll probably put on 3 or 4. The amount of liquid that was dropped last week. And the thing is, because it was so warm, it was constantly sweating as well. Yeah, it was. Harry, I think it was the best discovery. The link up. I mean, it was something to behold. That I don't know. Is there anything that I had a Chinese and I definitely picked the wrong dish, like salt and pepper bag of mixed chicken balls, stuff like that, and various different things, and it wasn't good. Yeah, I think between me and Dustle, we drank about 90 cans of Coke Zero. Well, so that was yeah, there you go. 96 cans of Coke Zero. Unbelievable. So GCK. So that's actually one of the reasons I am on here. Because usually me, Beefy, and Messenger are going to do our podcast later this week. But I wanted to come out, and we've obviously got our feelings and thoughts of what went well, what didn't go so well, what we changed for next time. But actually, I was coming on as a bit of a cheat, really, and just trying to get your thoughts on what you would like to see changed up, what can we be doing better, what do you want to see, what don't you want to see, and it's a real difficult thing, I understand, because it's for some people they want to different people want different things from it. Would you ever do a mini link up? So we did a mini link up about 10-15 years ago, like near Christmas time, over a weekend. The problem is the amount of stuff that it takes to de-rig, and then cart and set up. Like it does take like half a day to 3/4 of a day to get it all done. Then you do it again on the D-rig, so you lose a whole day of it, really, and you're never going to get the full attendance on a long weekend. So it's really tricky now. Viewer game votes are big, so it'd be cool if the viewers could request games you play. Okay. I think that. What was that, Keely? Oh. Well, we'll see. Has Beefy ruined a surprise that he's about to tell me about? I think. Oh, really? No way. Okay. That's interesting. I have to try and make a machine. I have to try and make a portable machine. I can just literally wheel it in, wheel it out. Or no, what we need is a sponsorship from. We need a sponsorship from, like, I don't know, Alienware, so they could sponsor us all of our machines. So it's just plug in and play. Yeah, read my mind, Beefy. Yeah, I thought it went really well. To give you a bit of a precursor that I might talk about, I actually don't think we played enough games. I think that there was more sort of around waiting. For me and Beef, it's fine when we're chatting to you. Better for everyone else, I think that can be that waiting period. There was only a couple of games that we all got on together. That's just the nature of the beast. I mean, Splitgate 2 was awesome because we could all play it. So yeah, I'm not sure. Took me well overnight. Yeah. Oh, I had to do mine in 2 sets, so I had to have some stuff. I had to have some stuff like for work this morning, and then some stuff I've basically set up and done the stream tonight. The problem, Tina, it's downtime is an issue. The problem is when you, because there are so many games that we can't get 16 players playing. So you have 2 games of something completely different going on. Thank you very much for the tennis hearts, Amir. And then they all finish at different times, and some people sprint off to do something else. Then people wait for other things. Beef, thank you very much for the rose. Who's the best player? Depends. Different people are better at different tiles of games. So you've got first-person shooters, where I would say that probably Rage or Lex, just because they're younger, have got the reflexes still. RTS games, a lot of love for Beef in the chat. Thank you very much for is that the dartboard heart? I know most things they play or watch. Yeah, as a group, you'd be more into competitive games or fun. So I think it's probably slightly more fun games. So I'll give you an example. One I would say the all-time favourite sort of franchise of games at the Link has always been like the Battlefield series. Now, just because of the nature of the beast, we don't want to be playing online against a ton of randoms. We want to do it all, play it ourselves. It just becomes more and harder and harder and harder to find games where we can get 16, a 20-person, 30-person room and run a game ourselves without it being a game that you have to grind. So I'm not sure. Like it's so tricky. Yeah, so that Juicy Kid, that's always what we've wanted. That's what we could do when games were not online and you could run them as LAN, and you run them privately. You had all the flexibility to be able to do that. Yeah, Left 4 Dead, perfect example. Have you ever done a horror night, horror games night? Not really. Is TikTok the most strict of games can be played? Well, we got flagged in 2 games for nudity. I found out when I was looking through last night, and I can't even think of any games that had nudity in them. And that was earlier on in the week. It was a superb link up. It really, really was. But I don't think they're necessarily restrictive on the games. I think the way we didn't do them vertically, we did them horizontally, so you can actually see all of the gameplay footage. Do you only play World of Warcraft? No, no. Used to play back in the day. Yeah. So, Jarvis, when next year, if it's on PC at the time of Link Up, rest assured everyone will be playing it. Yes, it is probably B for being half a nude with his top off, half the link. Did you guys a total of how much money you guys spent? No, Beefy will do all of that, all of the total, so electricity, food, all of that stuff that will be coming out. How often do you guys try on new games? Would you like to stick with what you know? So, I am hopeful. So, let's start again with that question. So, if a game looks good, I generally watch a lot of videos of other people playing it, and then I'll understand if I'm gonna like the game. Because I'm just not going to spend 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, £100 on the game if I'm not going to like it. But I think that we've got potentially something in the pipeline where we're going to be able to do on stream lots of trials of games. And hopefully, you guys could probably get involved in it too. I am working actively on it. How much you guys make out of the TikTok over the week? We've got to wait and let it settle. But I sort of leaked into a little tiny bit ago. We did 4.4 million views in TikTok watches in 7 days. And it's the number you get out of that is not as high as you think, but it's still good. It's a good chunk of money, but it's not like, oh my god, that's insane. And also we got that number. Our viewer, follower numbers on TikTok grew from 10,000 to 23,000 over the course of the week. Our Twitch followers doubled. Our subscribers on Twitch. Thank you very much to all of our Twitch community. Supported us on subs with primes. YouTube numbers, our subscriber count doubled. We still need to do a lot more work on YouTube. And we'll get there with that. But yeah, a lot more work to do on there. And you know what? Like, we had people joining us on Kick. Like, it was great to see. And that's what I sort of was saying to Beefy before the link. Is like, we've just got to be in a place where we don't want you to change the platform if you want to watch us. We're just on your platform where you can watch us and make it as easy as possible for you to interact with us. Thank you very much, Scream, for the follow. Right. Finley, thank you very much. It's great to see your channel grow. Yes. And it's going well. I mean, it's outgrowing our expectations. Just a group of normal blokes, and I'm here for it. I think that's about. I mean, I think because of our age, what we do, it's honest and open, and there's nothing pretentious about what we do. We've got nothing to prove to anyone, so I think people see that quite openly, and so. But the love that we get from our community is insane. It really is, for everyone across all of the channels. It's absolutely superb. Who was the most looking forward to it? So Masanivra is the hype man for the link up. 100%. For pretty much for 6 months away, we almost get a message every day with the daily countdown. We haven't got dates for next year, no. Again, we're up for discussion about when we do it, because I mean, it was insanely hot. And like, we're lucky that the venue that we have isn't like covered in windows. We have a couple of skylights where we were, but um, maybe maybe we have to maybe tweak the date slightly. Don't know, but you'll be the fact as soon as we know what we're doing. And there's also some stuff coming down the line that I didn't know about before I started the stream, but I do now know about potentially an additional LAN party coming. Let's open up to the public. It's not fair, it's closed. To use it is really difficult because obviously we are in a friend of ours' house where there are children. So obviously we stream 10 till 2 and we stream 8 p.m. in the evening. It's just so that there are kids there. And so you'd have to bear in mind how difficult it would be to have someone who none of us knew. So, like, we can't even, like, I wouldn't even run a competition. So it becomes an impossible task. If one day we ever became so big that we did this, but then we could do a venue somewhere, and we did like actually had like a LAN party or a gaming party or gaming meetup, possibly as an addition to this. But and the way that it is today, we wouldn't get any of our followers or anyone else to come in. The daily canvas has never ended. Yes, exactly. Done LAN parties back in the day. You should do 2 or 3 for only 2 or 3 days. Yeah, I mean, Matthew, you know how good they can be, but you can still do them now. Like, we had someone reach out to us, I think it was on day 1, and they were saying they've been inspired by us to go and do it for a weekend along with their friends, and we do it again. Cool, this music is something, isn't it? Right, we need to find something else to listen to. What's do happens with this? Yeah, I mean, it's all just going to be dependent on if we can get there. We'll link up to the top. Well, with your guys' support, hopefully so. Yeah, and I think, look, it is a possibility that we get to a stage where I don't know. The sky's the limit. Everyone starts somewhere. From where we've got to in the time we've done it, I think it's pretty impressive. Most people don't have this kind of growth without having a real mega blow up. And the time we've done it in, it's been superb. You should start doing 2 a year. Exactly. Dak, how's it going, my man? Yeah, you can say that. It's like, do you say, do you do 3? Do you do 1 every month? Do you do it full time, and then but then you get to a stage where it doesn't become special. But we will do more streams, 100%. Me and Beefy are going to stream at least once, maybe twice a week. We'll obviously have the podcast. We will also, depending on where we get to with this other little mini project I'm trying to broker, maybe able to get some specialities, get some freebies for you lot as well. I'm working on a Discord, so you could join our Discord. So there's a million things I want to do to help keep and foster this community. So it's not just for 1 out of 52 weeks a year. And I was like, we need to have something for you guys for the other 51 weeks. And we're working on it. It will be slow progress. I'm not going to lie. Say we have full-time jobs, partners, and kids, and everything like that. And so it's not an easy thing. But we're gonna sort something. We used to rent a small room in our local community centre. I mean, that's amazing. And I think that if the host could no longer facilitate it, it is the sort of thing that we would probably have to do. I mean, we spoke about that if the host couldn't do it, could we Airbnb it? We were like, well, if you Airbnb it, then you're going to be like, what's the internet situation could be unreliable, and as we require more and more stuff for the internet, is that even an option? So it does become quite tricky. Have you had any takeaways since? So yes, basically. So I got back on Friday. Saturday I had plans, and then yesterday was my last day off before I returned to work today. So I had a pizza last night because I missed out on the last 2 days of the link. Host of Minecraft and 5M. So I don't know what a 5M server is. Am I married with kids? No. Do no drama, just chill dads playing good game together. Hugsy, I love it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. What do I do for work? I work in marketing. I work in web marketing. Joey, community Discord would slap. Yeah, and look, I'm aware that there are tens and tens of thousands of private Discords out there, and people are in loads. At the same time, I want to make sure that the experience is right for everyone, that we don't just get thousands and thousands of followers in there that are just not creating great community engagement. We've got to work out what the real benefit is for everyone being in there. And as soon as we get that, it will be communicated. No, well, it's less than that. Oh, 56. Yes, yeah, about that. It's about that, Roller. You sell webs to spiders. Not necessarily spiders. Yeah, I know. You've opened this wormhole now, and thank you very, very much for the kind words, Matthew. And I mean, that's what it's about, really. But it's all down to you guys. We just happen to have do something pretty cool, and you guys also like it. And we want to try and create a world where you can sort of try and live vicariously sort of through what we're doing, but we also know that it's one week a year, so we've got to create something. We've got to create something special for you guys. How many days until the Lane Cup? Well, Roller's just said 356. So, and it's actually probably not that far off. Jones up the Royal Link Cup. Well, no, not 364, because like we would literally be a week ago. So yeah, about 356, something like that. Phil, hello. But yeah, I mean, trust me. You imagine, like, when we actually announce it this year, it's going to go absolutely off. I mean, it'd be absolutely brilliant. There was also one other thing I was thinking about. So a couple of things. So, and we didn't plug any of it whatsoever. So I'm just going to move some bits and pieces. So, you may not know that he says, wait a second. You may not know that, and it's through no one's fault. It's definitely through our fault. But let's go over here. We have a Reddit channel. I set this up last year, and we plugged it a few times on the podcast, and nothing came to fruition. So, what do you think about if we try and resurrect the r/Royal Link Up channel on Reddit, and we can put you boys put content in there that I can react to or Beefy can react to, and we maybe do a monthly Reddit react, something like that. There's one thing that I was thinking about. So r/the Royal Link Up. If you're on Reddit, join it. We got to try and find a way of creating community engagement on that. Then the other thing I was thinking about was just general reacts. So maybe a way that we can do actual reaction content. I don't like the word reaction content, but just a way that maybe you could submit a link of a YouTube video or of something that we can sort of react to just around the gaming space, so you can get our opinions on it. I don't know whether that appeals to you. Let me know. Yeah, see, Joey, I did on YouTube, I did a reaction to the Summer Games Fest. I maybe and that feels like the sort of thing that we need to do. The difficulty thing is depending on timings of it. So if it's late night in the US, it's insanely early in the morning in the UK. So I can't never promise anything, but it feels like it's something. I mean, obviously during the podcast we talk about some news that's come out that week. So yeah, just an idea. Let me know what you think on that. Pop a comment. In fact, yeah, just if it. I mean, obviously, by the sounds of people's sort of reactions, no one's interested in it, which is fine, and that's all the other stuff. Or we just do it from the Reddit. Because I'm also conscious that we're not a channel. I have to do all the video edits. There's only basically me and Beef that can handle a lot of it. We don't have any editors or anything like that. So try not to overwhelm what we do. But I also don't want to be like every single other ABC streamer. Even though they've obviously got the right idea and they're superb at doing what they do. Do we want to do exactly what they're doing? Thank you very much, everyone, for the hearts that are continuing to go. 5.5k on the hearts. Unbelievable. Okay. Right. Now, as I say, I came on here because I need some more feedback from you guys as well. What did we do well at the link, and what could we have done better? Really need some more engagement. Campy, how's it going? Any other suggestions, Joey Roller? On any other things that we could improve upon? Or Dak? Be keen to see how we can improve two things. Improve the link up itself. Play more old school games. I like that. Random takeaway spinner one time. So I'm actually down with that, Marco. That actually is quite an easy thing to do. I mean, I don't know whether you saw the stream in which, because we have subscriptions on, we just started doing subscriptions on TikTok, and one of our mods, Chloe, said, if someone subscribes, they'll dance. Oh, sorry, Roland, my bad. then she said, and then basically for someone who subbed, we then span a wheel, and then one of the gamers would dance. Now we're not doing that, by the way. I'm not dancing every time a subscription comes in. I love your support, but I'm not fit enough to do that. So, but yes, I think we can do it on takeaways. I think that's quite a cool suggestion. How do you pick what takeaway you have? I mean, what we generally... So for the majority of takeaways, I brought the majority of takeaways. And then I basically, on Friday or Saturday, I dropped a message out to and I kept a spreadsheet of how much everyone ordered, and I just basically said, you owe me this much, pay me the money. But essentially, we just said, right, we know that we were going to have some sort of Chinese. We knew we were going to have a pizza. We knew we were going to have a burger place. We knew we were going to have something sometimes somewhere a bit different. And then so most people just go, we're ordering here. Are you in? If yes, come and order. If you don't want to get in on it, order your own food or pair up with someone else. And so 9 times out of 10, everyone just gets involved in the same order. Thank you very much for everyone who was sharing their lives as well. A lot of love in the chat this Monday. The video of Rage ranking the game chest was great. That was wacky downtime sort of content. It's great, just keeping us insane. Yeah, agreed. And that was Joey. So, chat. I can tell you a little bit behind the scenes. So it kick-started because someone's chair I sat on. I was like, this is the most uncomfortable chair I've ever sat on, and it wasn't Aces before you start. And it was like there's a bar going along, and I was like right up my ass. Anyway, I was like, Rage, come and sit on this chair and tell me it's not the most uncomfortable chair. So we sat there, I was like, oh my god, that's terrible. And then I said, wouldn't it be hilarious if, and then Beefy goes, oh, I've got the best chair, I've got the home and my layer. And then I was like, well, do you know what we do? It's a quick video. Let's just do a chair review. And then literally the idea just went bang, 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 done. And then we just filmed it there and then. So it was such an organic way of creating the content. But it was like, if I hadn't sat in that person's chair who wasn't there at the time, that video would never have been made. It's unfortunate that some of the most fun stuff is not allowed on TikTok. Yeah, I mean, the annoying thing is, I think most, I vape. I can't even have it anywhere on camera because the channel will just get crushed. The day where I've said that, I know the numbers. Watch my numbers go down because I've said that word. And then you can't have alcohol. You can't even have anything that could be like, you couldn't have a glass of water on there. You can have a glass of water, I suppose, but like, I remember one year I had like vodka, and I had the Russian water, and yeah, it was just like it killed our TikTok channel. That was 3 years ago. That's one of our very first streams. Yes, Rage does love a good gaming chase in the Twitch chat. Thank you for joining, Rage. Hopefully you're having I was going to say a fun day back at work, but it's not going to be a fun day. But we need to go for me to get Asa and Next on share for next year. Well, yeah. I mean, there were plenty of gamers who need chair upgrades. I've got an expensive channel. I feel like I need an upgrade. Ever play OSRS? I don't know what that is, Jay. Let me know what that is. Thank you very much. The likes continue to pile on in. The Rage pops in. There's hello. Goes and plays. Obviously, I can see what games they're playing. So they've gone off to play, I imagine, a new game of 7 Days. We had so much people asking us about old school RuneScape. Insane numbers. Now I saw a video yesterday must have been, about the number of people that are leaving World of Warcraft to go back to old school RuneScape. And I was like, that's insane. I mean, just look at that. DRM, how's it going? Thank you very much for popping by. Where are all the gamers gone now? Are they ever going to get a room like that and stream together? Well, it's going to be another 12 months. Possibly sooner, but we don't know yet. Assumed, hi, thank you very much. Is glad. Well, I've taken 2 days off, and I was like, you know what? I don't actually fancy playing a game at the moment, but I thought I'd just literally pop on and say hello. Matt, I miss your school lab high days. Yes, Toby. Oh, we carry them on, but we can only really do it once a year. Levant, what do you mean? Are you gonna miss? Yes, of course. Look, it's here. Like it's you with your mates for a week. If you go on holiday, if you've ever been on a land holiday, you come back, you're like, oh, I'm so tired. But it's like when you spend time with your friends, no matter how old you are, it's incredible. So, week with some of my best friends, we get to just sit and chill, play games, eat food, have laughs. It's superb. We got Lollipop in the chat. How's it going, Lolly? You managed to successfully fill in for me on Friday or Saturday, I see. My opinions on Elden Ring. Fantastic game. Not my sort of game. I'm not really that sort of gamer. But I can appreciate quality game. Based on comments, you should have done a daily what is AV wearing today. Yes, Tina, that one of our biggest videos, something like 500,000 views, all stemmed from AV's like shorts that he was wearing. Insane. I mean, it was hilarious. Thank you very much, Lollipop, for the what's that? The I don't even know what that's meant to be. Something heart. Peach heart. Thank you very much for the peach. Lewis, I'm very well, thank you. Well, I sound well. I'm back at work, aren't I? So I was like, I've got to finish work, and I thought I'd jump on and just say hello for an hour or so. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. We need to sort out a night out soon. What do you reckon the best gaming setup is to buy for a non-PC user? You don't know what to buy. So if you're not confident in building it yourself, and I know it can be, it's a very daunting task. And I built one of the machines at the link up. I built my own, but no one else has. I think actually one other person has. If you want my honest recommendations, and this is not a sales plug, go and speak to Liam at Andromeda PC Gaming. He hooked us up with 2 machines for the link this year. He's incredibly competitive on pricing. He'll be more competitive than a pre-built from another someone who does this. So don't go to Curry's or anything like that. But I've always had good systems for mesh previously to this machine, and I had a good machine once from it was AWDIT. But in terms of Liam will build you a machine. He's incredibly capable. He's very good, and he's competitive. So have a chat with him. But yeah, that'll be my shout. Andromeda PC Gaming. He's got a load of videos. He's been in our chat a couple of times, and he also has a TikTok channel. But yeah, reach out to him, and he'll advise you on the best thing for your budget and what he can do. What's your best gaming suggestion for beginner RTS? Right. So the easiest RTS game you could probably play is maybe like an Age of Empires, because there's not too many tech trees that you have to think about. Tempest Rising is so you got, I would sort of almost call two scales of RTS game. You got the super fast paced games, and you got the slow strategic games. Age of Empires sits slightly in the middle. So if you want something super fast paced, it's Tempest Rising. Say slow paced, like Sins of a Solar Empire, where that can go on for 3, 4, 5 hours, is out there. So Age of Empires, you can pick the games up pretty cheap now, and it will sort of teach you the fundamentals of, you build something that then unlocks something else, and then unlocks something else, and then it upgrades your army. So maybe something like that's quite an easy RTS game to get into. But good to see you, fellas. Love having more people in the RTS space. And I think we're going to have a few more RTS games come out, big RTS games come out. And I know they're releasing a Game of Thrones RTS game, I think next year. Stephen, thank you very much for the Finn. Is that? I don't know what that is. Then I'm still learning all this this live stream, like it. Oh, the Demon Hunter. That's cool. Thank you very much for the Demon Hunter. What devices and games did you guys play when you started the Link Up? It's always been PC. Always been. The Link Up has always been PC from day dot. Big up bear in mind, back in the day, they were a little bit cheaper. Generally, they didn't cost like the level they do now. Like, you used to be able to buy a top of the line GPU for £250. But there were always a whole system. I remember getting my first PC back in 97. No, 95 I got my first PC. And that was £1,000 then, so that's probably about 1,500 quid now. I've been incredibly lucky to always, but I've been involved in it. I used to work in computer shops when I was very young. So, yes, it's always been PC gaming. We've never ever had a console. Ooh, no, never had a console. Hi Ash, how's it going? Thank you very much for joining. Yes, fellas, yeah, go and check out the trailer, Game of Thrones RTS game. It looks nuts. Oh. Alright, so come on guys, I need a bit more. I came onto streaming to sort of cheat before the podcast. Things we need to improve on at the Link Up. What do you want to see? What don't you like? Give me some more stuff. You obviously massively preferred your view this year compared to last year. If those can remember last year, the fact that you could see the room and it wasn't just the kitchen. But any other things that you're thinking of? I think probably doing some small stuff with viewers would be really cool. I think like having you guys. I think organically trying to. I know we can do it on Twitch, but having a way that we can have maybe some like predicting outcomes with like Twitch point. I don't know how we can do, if we could do that with TikTok. Maybe have to try and find out a way to do that. But that, I think that might potentially quite a cool thing. Maybe we do some user voting, something like that. Assume that yes. So, I am actively working on it, and basically what I'm trying to do with the Discord is make sure that there is enough there that keeps community engagement. And I want it to be somewhere that people like look forward to go to, and that it then starts to create a great community, and it's not just reliant on either me or Beefy or it's one of the other gamers. That it fosters its own community in there as well. So I'm just trying to work out what that. I used to tell our worker marketing what that value proposition looks like, how it adds value to the people, and why you should be in there, why you should stay in there. Because look, I've joined Discord servers for other people before, and they just sort of get a bit stagnant, a bit dormant. Um, that's potentially just, I've just got to work on all of those. The actual thing is coming alive. I've just got to work on. It might be a case that we can have it may be a case that we have some voice channels that we can get viewers on a stream, depending on maybe on something. Because I tell you what, I would love to get to a stage where we can do viewer battles, because I think that would be insane. But we are so far away from that. It's nuts. My sister on text, it seemed a bit redundant to have two cameras on the same person unless you're trying to cover up something in the game. No, so what we were trying to do, Roller, was always have sort of, let's take this example, to have me on camera, but then you can always see the room, and the fact that in order to see the room, the camera's got to be so high up. So like, if you notice when you saw Beefy, it was literally, you just saw the top of his head, and when the camera was down low, you could sort of just see him. So, but I think we can probably do some experimentation later on down the line as to what the scene that we want to see is. Has social media changed any aspect of the link up? That is a fantastic question. So yes. Now, when we first started this off, some people were hesitant about it. This was people's week on holiday. Some of them aren't active on social media at all anyway. It's a nightmare to get them to do anything normally. So to suddenly say, well, you're going to be broadcast all of the time. And so that's why last year the cameras weren't pointing at the room, but it was just at either me or Beefy. Or City Virus or Ace. But we sort of last year sort of brought them round, and I think this year everyone was more comfortable, and they because of how we have grown, we said I'll share the video again. I'll share the picture again. Oh god! So that 4.4 million posts on views on TikTok, and I think I probably should share Rev as well. Shouldn't have done that. I'm in trouble now. Yeah, it's bringing them around, and so it's got a lot better, and that's why everyone's a lot more willing to get involved in a lot of stuff with the social stuff. Didn't see or hear if you saw the art stuff like having a dartboard at the link, doing dark challenges. I think some challenges would be really well. I don't know if we do darts, but yeah, some way of creating a challenge. I really wanted to do the Link Up Championship, which didn't come to fruition, but it was essentially to have a game each day, and then depending on where you ranked within that game, you get a certain number of points, and then the winner at the end of the week would essentially have the crown. That was my sort of like, and then you become crowned that year's Link Up champion. So that's my sort of like, I would love to really do that and do that properly. It'd be good to have different spaces for different games. I think we need to probably let you lot know what games we're almost try and have a schedule so you know what games we're going to play. My friends have left gaming. I feel a bit lost playing new games. Oh, was that up? That's a shame, fella. I mean, here's the thing about I went away from gaming. I didn't game for probably proper game about 3 or 4 years, and then I'm back. I'm back. I mean, to be fair, it was actually lockdown that got me back in. Um, I mean, I've always played Football Manager. That's my go-to game. But apart from that, I don't really play. But I'm playing a lot more games like at the moment. But I understand that if you're if you want to play games that are, and you just traditionally play multiplayer, and you're not doing that anymore, RTS is a great game type that can take you away from that. Camera angle was much better this year for sure. Good to hear it. Yeah, I still think there's some improvements we can make still. Basically, Space Marine people, I think so many being inspired by an income. I mean, that would be amazing. I mean, it would be amazing. I mean, if we can, that's maybe something we can do in the Discord. So I posted some of our stuff on to r/LAM Party and r/LAM Party Live, and they gave us, and like we got a lot of support on the Reddit things for that. But maybe we take some of the good things that happen in there and we put it into Discord spot when we launch it. Have you had a major power outage at the Link Up? We have tripped power before, and it ended up being someone's PSU in their PC that tripped it. Will you be streaming games on this account throughout the year? Definitely, Ash. Jar, do you play FC25? I do. I've stopped now. And I still haven't deleted the what's the app? I still haven't deleted the Footbin app, so I still continue to get notifications from Footbin on my phone for my Evos. But no, I haven't. I haven't played it since January. No, since February. Which is last year I played it until like end of March. No, I did. No, I did Team of the Season last year. And Team of the Season the year before. But yeah, I've stopped it. It's just become too repetitive. I don't think the game's particularly good at the moment. You want a team reveal? Oh my god, I don't even know if I can. So I know I can tell you a couple of players I've had. So I stopped playing at the end of Team of the Year. I packed Team of the Year Henri. I packed Digne. I packed 4 or 5 Team of the Year players. Nuts. But that was because they were doing that. Was it the 20 times 84 plus? I think it was. Was that the pack they were doing? You could just constantly repeat it. So I just spammed that for a week straight, and that's how I would just end up getting loads. What I'm playing at the moment, I'm having a couple of days off of gaming, but I will be back soon, and I don't know what I'm going to play, to be honest. I don't know. I'm sort of hoping to get my teeth into something new, so there's a chance that I might just go and play. Was it? Oh, I can't remember the name of the game. Sonic 33. Everyone was going on about Obsidian 33. Is that it? We'll link up that. I wish it was. But that was sitting on my I had my laptop at the time and just spamming those packs for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Miss Scully, yes, FC25. I don't play anymore. But I finished off at the end of Team of the Year. Last year, yeah. So, Rory, you're right. We last year on Twitch we had a poker tournament. Again, that's something we can only do on Twitch. And then we do Centurion on Twitch. But That might be something we do next year. We could do some more stuff with games, I think, next year, definitely. But Mr. Gunner, I'm doing very, very, very well. Thank you very much. I literally just saw today, Mr. Gunner, that buy the pre-season pass for all the games for $9.99 on the website. So I'll be doing that later. Ready for next week. F, what do you work as? I work in web marketing. When will you start planning next year's? I mean, technically, we're starting to play it now because I'm looking for feedback from you lot. So technically, the thought process is triggered today. Should host a little tournament with fans. I mean, look, it'd be incredibly. I mean, I could get people. We could do a marbles on stream. To get people involved, we could do giveaways like that, maybe. Yes, I am, Mr. Gunner. It's like you. And before you'd have to go on lots of lads' holidays, and it's the same thing. You come back from a lads' holiday, and you feel exactly the same. It's the same with the link up. It's like you're surrounded by mates for a whole week, having fun, drinking, and then you know that you're at least a year away. You're a year away from the next one. But that's why I came back on, because I missed you all, as the title in the video say. And that's why I thought I'd come on. We'll have a chat. And we can just do this a couple of times a week. Beefy's going to be streaming games as well. He's probably going to be doing League of Legends streams. I'm probably just going to do a complete mixed bag of stuff. I'm just going to do variety streaming to the max. We're going to do some reactions. We're going to do some gameplay. We're going to do some just chatting. We might even do community golf with your friends. Christ, you imagine that'll be wild. Yeah, you've got to win a marbles tournament to get into the golf with your friends invite. Do you rotate between each other's houses each year? Not well. There's a few people that can host. The host who we had at home for the last year, him and his wife are graciously allow us to have it. But he said, because he's got a big house, he's got enough money. But he just goes, look, I can't be on camera. So he has to sort of go where sort of like you can see it. You go round to the right hand side, like he had an office in there, with a side door so he can get to the kitchen. But he did appear on camera, I think, once by complete accident. But yeah, essentially, if we're lucky enough for him to be able to do it again, it is superb. I can't host because I live too far away. They all live a lot closer. Mizzo, hello. Love the coverage, it's absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. Good to hear. Marbles is always fun. Yeah. That it almost feels like the way to do it. Whoever finishes last on each game will have the work. Whoever finishes last on each game. So yeah, I think so. Make sure conditions. Oh my god, one. Play. Nice, that crew. Or your next comment will be a timeout. Make sure conditions of yeah. I mean, can you imagine like getting screwed out? Like you're gonna play like on stream, you get screwed out by collision. I hate it with a passion. Because do you know, problem with Collision is it basically forces people to wait. And you get an advantage by waiting because you can see what everyone's done. Am I wrong for thinking the Royal League Cup is in Hampshire? You all sound like you're from there. We're in the south of England, near London. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, we used to do I think there was a video, I can't remember if I'll have to try and dig it out, but used to have whenever Vedic lost, he used to basically just get smashed over the head with a chocolate Easter egg, and we went through so many Easter eggs that year. But like, so we could do something fun like that again. Do you all play games together or some games on your own? Yeah, mixture. So I play Football Manager. No one else isn't really into it that much. I play EFC. Most people aren't into that either. So, can you rewatch the link up anywhere? YouTube. If you go on to the Royal Link Up on YouTube, click on the live tab. All of the streams are in there. It's a guy who can't go on camera. No, Toby. That's the guy who owns a zombie company. That's Ace. Zombie Infection. So if you are in the market for doing a really different style of experience, a different style of game, you should go and check out Zombie Infection. It's cool. What did you say about Thailand? Did I say something about Thailand? I don't think I said anything about Thailand. I do speak quite quick, and I'm not necessarily articulate with my words sometimes. So, but I don't think we're going to Thailand. Have you? Oh, I mean, Zombie Infection is insane. It is absolutely insane. If you go and check out some of their content, like Ace does a superb job. Quinny, well, difficult to mention because quite a few people own their own companies. So, to be honest, I have no idea how much some of them make. Alright, I gotta go. I need to work out how to do that. Pull you over there. Lovely. Collision only works with a small group. Yeah, it'd be insane with everyone playing Collision on Golf with Your Friends. That's that done. Lovely. Right, chat. I am gonna go. I'm gonna love you and leave you in 10 minutes. Griffin with the roses. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much for the 30 minutes. What's the worst thing to go wrong over the link up years? So we've had power surges, we've had internet outages, we've had breakages. Don't think we've ever had a broken monitor. We've had PCs die. That's about sort of the worst things that have gone wrong. Jan, did I see the Football Manager? Yes, I did. On the league, yes, I did. Um, I'm not going. Well, put it this way: I think that I understand why Kurt said what he said, but he acted like a child at the end of it. But I think that there'll be a bigger fallout piece. But yeah, but not going to. I won't talk anymore on that because it's not a nice thing to talk about. Hopefully, no someone's interrupted a link up. No. I mean, I suppose. I think it was 2018 where it was so warm, like because you literally didn't have many places to host that year. So we were at a place that it was quite a small location, and it happened to be one of the hottest summers. It was like 35 degrees, and they didn't have aircon, and it was like mega worse than the issues one. I actually wasn't there. That was one of the only years I missed. Right. Any last minute questions before I let you beautiful people go? Or got any final thoughts of the podcast? We're going to be discussing what went well, what didn't go well, what we can improve. Any final thoughts? I'll take your feedback to the podcast. This might be Daz games. Explain what you mean, Will. I don't know what you mean. I am going to literally go in 60 minutes because otherwise I'm gonna there'll be some people seeing ads. But if you don't want to see ads, I might stay for a tiny bit longer. If you got for those of you on fancy subscribing to us, supporting us throughout the year. Obviously, I understand the link comes over, so it's not about the ad-free viewing anymore on Twitch. But if you do ever fancy subscribing on Twitch with the free Prime, consider it. It's very nice, but not a necessity, but very much appreciated. And for anyone on TikTok as well. So if you you got access to the custom stickers, and you've also got the tag in your name with with the RLU badge in it. So if you ever do fancy it, £3 a month. It's the cheapest we could go to. We just found out just a way of supporting the channel a little bit more. But don't feel obliged if you ever fancy it. I understand times are tough. Please do not do anything if you cannot afford it. There are better things. But if you ever fancy it, it's there. Dak, thank you very much for showing off those animations. Thank you. Yeah. Any other feedback? I do need to run away. Yeah. Thank you very much, Tina. Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, I think that just the next thing will be is what me and Beefy do on what days. Because what obviously we're not going to go full time streaming because we have jobs. But what I just got to work out what our schedule is. What we want to do is be able to commit to you when we're streaming, just so you know when you can expect to see us on. So I want to do that. So as soon as we know that, you'll be the first to know as well. Any takeaway since you've been home? Because I've had to. I had a pizza last night. And then I had the other half of it today for lunch. Right, you beautiful people. That is going to be me. I actually ended up streaming for longer than I was planning to. I was only going to be a quick 45 minutes. Oh, got a couple more coming in. Yeah, in fact, we just turned this into an AMA. I love it. How often do you guys meet up in real life after link up? So I am seeing Beefy in a couple of weeks. We're going to go to horse racing. And then the others, we meet up for drinks. I would say I'll see Mass and probably at least once a month. Lollipop Anakin, probably see her about every other month. Yeah, so at least once a month for the majority of them. Just depends on what's going on. All busy. T Gritty, how's it going? Oh, T Gritty, I'm literally finishing off. Missing you guys' lives and content. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, and that's what we're going to work out what we're streaming, when we're streaming. I think mine's probably going to be a mixture of just chatting, reacting stuff with you guys, and then when the game comes out that I'm literally just going to plow through, then we'll do that on stream. I mean, we're playing Football Manager 26 on stream when it comes out. Let's put it that way. I will obviously be doing GTA 6, but I'm trying to work on some other bits and pieces where we might be able to play a whole different variety of games as well. What's my favourite film? Real difficult one. I'm gonna put out there, say, The Departed, because it's one of those films that I really love. I like a good old sort of gangstery film. I really do like American Gangster as well. I think if you'd have a younger Sam would have said Terminator 2. Lewis, yes, we're going to be doing the podcast. So me, Beefy, and Mass will be doing the podcast, recording it towards the end of this week. And that should be out on Friday or Saturday. But you'll be able to see it on TikTok, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the other podcasting places as well. You're playing Donkey Kong to 100% this weekend. You're also training for 55k run. Well, I think we know what your priority is there, don't we? Enough said. Have you ever saved a life? No. No, but I am first aid trained and stuff. So depending on how bad it was, I probably could do. Right, any more? You've got 1 minute to get your questions in. I got told you play. I don't know what that means, Rob. Oh, video games. Okay. Well, what we're going to mute you, and you're going to think about what you've done, and you can see if you can actually grow up. Why wasn't there a lot of content yesterday? Simply because that people were packing up and going home. It's a lot easier when you've got a lot of people in the room that you can make content of. There's not as many takeaways being ordered. You bear in mind that we have videos of food orders, food turning up, loads of different stuff about games, about lots of other different things. And so when we're not there and then the event's not happening, it's difficult to make as much content. No closing ceremony, no. Because so we used to do a closing ceremony back in the day, but we basically stopped it because we could either game or have a closing ceremony, and only some of it could ever be streamed. We can't put a lot of the closing ceremony on most channels, but specifically TikTok, because people are going to be having a drink and doing other, and like playing games, or we might play poker or might do other stuff, and we just can't put it on TikTok because we just get banned. But a viral TikTok video said, "You okay?" User, really? Don't know if you can. A viral TikTok video said, "You okay?" Said, "You okay?" Video game. That as you get bigger, we're gonna have haters, and people are gonna say stuff. You gotta have a backbone if you're gonna be on the internet. The internet's written in ink; it's not written in pencil. It's gonna be there forever. So people are gonna say horrible things. It's up to you if you decide you care about it or not. Hold on a second. Why have we got a couple of people coming in saying some really weird stuff about this? Can one of you post me the link? When you put the link in chat. Oh, is it? Okay, fair. Right, chat. We will leave it there. Hopefully you will have a good day. Yeah, podcast back later this week. Then Beefy will be streaming. I'll jump on at some point as well, probably. But thank you all very, very, very much for watching, for playing, for doing all the things you do. You are superb to us all. He says before he likes up the stream. Yeah, I mean, we haven't really got a schedule for what's happened afterwards. So as soon as we have some sort of schedule, is when you can expect us to go live. Then we'll let you know what it is. All right. Love you all, people. Catch you soon. Bye.